For months now, Claressa Shields has been flooding the internet, loudly claiming a married man as my man, my man, my man, flexing him across live streams and interviews like a trophy. But now the fantasy has officially exploded. She's been saying reckless things, crossing lines that made even her supporters question her sanity, especially when she boldly celebrated being involved with someone else's husband in front of the entire world. Viewers have been glued to this slow-motion disaster like a twisted soap opera, and just when you thought it couldn't get uglier, the chaos somehow found a way to multiply.
Papoose, come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Papoose, be hitting this Papoose.
Now the fairy tale she's been parading online is shattering in real time, and the crash is loud. The internet is already whispering, sis. What did you think was going to happen? Because every secret role comes with its own brand of pain. People are mocking it as a delusional side chick fantasy, and honestly, that label hits way too close to home. Every woman in that position secretly believes one day he'll walk away from his wife and crown her the real one. Sometimes it happens, but most times, it detonates into pure disaster. Social media is flashing red warnings to anyone thinking about following that same road, because it almost never ends with a happy ending. It's a reckless game with brutal consequences, and karma never loses an address, especially when you gamble with someone else's marriage.
So y'all knew my man had to come through for the baddest, for his queen. He came, Louis Vuitton travel bag with the travel.
Claressa's downfall is the perfect reminder that chasing another woman's husband may sparkle on social media, but behind closed doors it's nothing but chaos. And now the twist just turned reckless. Rumors are flying that Papoose, the same man folks said was hiding upstairs living a double life, finally walked downstairs, zipped up his bags, and boarded a one-way flight straight back to New York. And yes, straight back to his wife. Online detectives are saying Claressa is unraveling because the spotlight she thrived on suddenly went dark overnight. Allegedly, he's dodging her calls, cutting her off cold, and vanishing without a word, and that silence has her unraveling publicly for the whole world to witness.
Yeah, I went and spent a good 90K on my wrist, and then I got a good 60K in my hand, you feel me? Yeah. This that fight money.
This that fight money.
Fight for real. Yeah, knock him out, Debo. See Debo? Yeah, a little 90K on the mold.
Some are even whispering that this kind of obsession carries dark, manipulative energy, the kind rooted in jealousy, control, and quiet calculation. And disturbingly, that's exactly the pattern fans say they've been watching unfold from Claressa. Piece by piece, her moves are lining up in ways that are impossible to ignore. It's almost like she stopped trying to be herself and started trying to become the wife. And that shift is setting off major alarm bells. Sources claim she's been stalking Remy Ma's social pages for years and never really stopped, allegedly studying her clothes, mirroring her jewelry, and attempting to recreate her entire aura. That's no longer inspiration, that's obsession. From copying travel destinations to mimicking her voice, even repeating her signature lines like, "Are you dumb? Are you dumb?" The resemblance is getting unsettling. Fans are saying this imitation saga has officially crossed the line from admiration into something far more disturbing.
Oh, I'm never gonna stop talking about my man. I just bought him his food in the back because he was upstairs. Ain't that y'all joke? Oh, he's upstairs.
Things spiraled into something even more bizarre when Claressa allegedly phoned into a YouTube show disguised as a stranger, only to accidentally expose herself live on air. Viewers clocked it instantly, noticing her voice and her storyline didn't add up, and the entire performance collapsed in real time. She tried to flip the script, playing the wounded victim and claiming she was being misread, but the internet wasn't fooled for even a second. The comments turned brutal, dragging her for playing mind games and running from responsibility. What's wild is every time Claressa rushes to defend herself, she ends up spilling even more secrets. The more she talks, the clearer it becomes that the innocence she claims just doesn't exist. This isn't a love triangle anymore, it's a tangled love maze layered with lies, envy, and betrayal. And while she keeps pointing fingers at everyone else, it's becoming painfully obvious. She's knee-deep in the very drama she helped create.
I'm self-made, self-built. I got $8 million. Are you dumb?
She's been jumping on live after live, raging about how she's ready to put her hands on him, and the internet is in complete shock. The energy between them is thick with anger, and it's obvious she's not processing the rejection well at all. Comment sections are flooding with warnings, begging her to slow down before this spirals into something dangerous. But Claressa looks completely overtaken by her emotions, moving off impulse instead of logic. It's giving pure, unfiltered chaos, and people literally cannot look away from the collapse happening in real time. And before we dive into every twisted detail, make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is locked in because this story keeps mutating by the minute. Fans are already whispering that this might blow up into something far bigger than messy internet drama, and the signs are getting harder to ignore.
So you got Pap's name tatted on you?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So it's the first time you ever got a man's name tatted?
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Are you crazy?
I already knew the answer. I just had to ask.
Oh, I said who else deserves to have their name tatted on my body?
Just Pap.
That's it. Papoose.
And what makes this even more disturbing is her long-running fixation on Remy Ma. Years ago, Claressa reportedly friended Remy, slipping close enough to ask for guidance on how to elevate her image, how to dress sharper, glow brighter, and move smarter in the spotlight. But while she was playing student on the surface, sources say she was secretly positioning herself closer to Remy's husband the entire time. That kind of double-faced energy has people in disbelief. It's messy on every possible level. And while Papoose is far from innocent in this storm, Claressa's behavior is now casting the whole situation in a far darker light than anyone imagined. The boundary between admiration and obsession has officially been shattered. Papoose may deserve his share of the blame, but right now all eyes are locked on Claressa, and the picture isn't flattering. In the middle of all this chaos, she keeps repeating this man's name like it's some twisted trophy. Every interview, every post, she makes sure the world knows exactly who she's tied to. Fans are starting to feel like she's not trying to convince the audience anymore. She's trying to convince herself that the fantasy is real, even as the truth keeps tearing it apart.
Look at him, man. Papoose, Papoose, Papoose. 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 Papoose.
Can't be on this, cause I be on that mug.
Papoose. Yeah. Papoose. 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 Every time I say his name, we get more and more comments. You get the flying. Papoose.
At the end of the day, she's been playing a reckless game with fire. She knowingly stepped into a marriage, entered what people are now calling the sister-wife battlefield, and truly believed she could steal the crown. But this kind of rivalry never comes without a price. And now it's looking like Claressa is learning that lesson the hardest way possible. What started as a secret situation has twisted into a full-blown competition. And it's not even about the man anymore. It's about outshining the wife, outdoing the main woman, and proving dominance at every turn. Some women get so consumed that they start copying her life piece by piece, hoping one day they can erase her completely and take her place. It's a dangerous mentality, part obsession, part delusion, and the internet is finally calling it exactly what it is.
We at Little Caesars. I can't wait to be here February 22nd, baby. February 22nd, baby. February 22nd. I can't wait. I can't wait.
She's been flaunting him across the internet like he actually belongs to her, moving as if their bond is official and sealed. But what truly made jaws hit the floor was when she went and etched his name into her skin. People were stunned. The timeline erupted, dragging the move as desperate and humiliating, especially since the man is still legally married. Falling for someone is one thing, but this crossed into dangerously bold territory. Let's be honest, ink doesn't make love eternal. And ladies, you never need to brand your body to prove devotion, especially not for a man tied to another woman. Fans are calling it reckless, saying Claressa should have paused before marking herself like that. And to make it sting even more, word is Remy never took off her wedding ring. That detail alone speaks volumes. Pap has his wife's name carved into his skin, while Claressa is walking around carrying his. It's a twisted knot of misplaced loyalty and illusion. This triangle just keeps turning stranger by the hour. This is exactly the chaos that unfolds when you entangle yourself with someone else's husband. It almost never ends with freedom or fairy tales. More often, it ends with the marriage pulling back together. And right now, all signs point to Pap and Remy doing just that. Sources say Pap boarded that flight straight to New York and is back under the same roof as his wife. Even if it's only for a few days, even a single week, that's a loud statement. He didn't choose the fantasy. He chose to walk back into his marriage. Meanwhile, Claressa is holding it together in Detroit, or at least trying to. She showed up courtside at a Pistons game, fully glammed, smiling wide for the cameras, but fans could see right through it. The effort was loud, the performance was forced, and the energy felt strained. She's been copying Remy's entire aesthetic, from the fits to the accessories, moving like she's trying to prove she's just as desired, just as chosen. And then there are those infamous animal print boots, worn again and again, like somehow stepping into them might bring her closer to that life she's chasing. The internet clocked it immediately, dragging her for the non-stop imitation tour. And it didn't stop there. Claressa has reportedly been buying jewelry nearly identical to what Remy wears. At this point, it's giving full Fatal Attraction energy. What started as playful inspiration has crossed straight into uncomfortable obsession. Every public sighting adds another chapter to the chaos, and the world cannot stop watching this unravel in real time.
Talking about it.
Like, y'all, and then I'm getting, man, over 40 million people tuning into my page every single day to see what I'm posting, what I'm doing. Like, the engagement is crazy. Rihanna knows money. I'm crying like, word. Oh my God, look what Rihanna said. And my heart dropped because I'm like, not Rihanna feeling how I feel about Pap, how she feel about ASAP. What? I love Rihanna. Like, that was just so dope. It kind of makes me just it just shows me that I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Claressa wasn't even at that Pistons game with Pap, but you never would have guessed by the way she was moving. She was front row on the floor, spinning heads for all the wrong reasons. Loud, extra, desperate for attention. People in the building said she looked like she'd never tasted that kind of spotlight before. Things got so out of hand that security reportedly had to step in and move her because she was blocking the court. Pure chaos. And honestly, it made her look completely unhinged. That same shaky energy followed her straight into a local Detroit news interview. She was supposed to be promoting her career, but somehow it turned into another boot showcase. Posing, twisting, flashing those animal prints like she was on a runway instead of a professional broadcast. Viewers online were stunned, dragging her for looking tacky, sloppy, and painfully unpolished. It was like she forgot this was the news, not one of her live stream meltdowns. And now that Pap has flown back to New York to be with his wife, Claressa's emotions have officially reached a breaking point. She went live saying if he were standing in front of her right now, she'd put hands on him. The clip spread fast. Fans were in shock. That kind of talk only made her look worse, especially since Pap hasn't responded at all. Insiders say the jealousy is eating her alive because Pap is pouring his attention into Remy while Claressa is sitting in silence, completely ignored. She's spiraling, watching from a distance, and the rejection is cutting deep. People warned her for months to walk away from that situation. She refused. And now everything is collapsing in front of the world. This fake rivalry she built in her mind has turned into a full-blown circus. She's online calling Remy Pap's ex-wife, like the marriage is finished, when in reality, they're still very much together. They've been seen spending holidays side by side, shopping together, enjoying family time, while Claressa is left alone, taking herself on shopping trips just to pretend she's unbothered. But fans weren't fooled for 1 second. She went online flashing luxury bags and mile-long receipts, trying to prove she was winning, but the truth was painfully clear. Then days later, when Pap returned home, she tried to flip the story again, acting like he bought all that Louis Vuitton for her. The internet rolled its eyes hard. People said she was reaching desperately to keep the fantasy breathing. The comments exploded, calling it corny, embarrassing, and borderline delusional. It's wild watching someone sink this deep into denial over a man who is still publicly standing by his wife. Ladies, this is exactly what happens when you step into that so-called sister-wife circle. It feels thrilling at first, but it almost always ends the same way. Heartbreak, humiliation, and a front-row seat to your own undoing. Competing with another woman over a married man is a battle nobody ever truly wins. And when fixation turns into surveillance, imitation, and trying to replicate another woman's entire life, it stops being messy and starts becoming dangerous. And let's be honest, if you see behavior like this and still decide to stand beside it, you're inviting chaos into your own life. Because women who move like that cannot be trusted. They will cross any boundary without hesitation. This toxic love polygon between Remy Ma, Pap, and Claressa Shields isn't just scandal, it's a cautionary tale. It's exposing exactly how ugly things become when jealousy, obsession, and delusion collide head-on. Remy may have taken the first public blow in this twisted triangle, but now it's Pap's turn, and the once golden, black love image he wore so proudly is officially in ruins. Online, people are dragging him as grimy and calculated, accusing him of playing Claressa from the very beginning. The new narrative is brutal. He didn't walk away from his marriage for passion. He walked away because the money ran dry and he needed another lifeline. Fans believe when the finances collapsed, he leaned on Claressa for support, and she mistook survival for romance. And instead of recognizing the setup, Claressa seems to have volunteered herself for the role of backup wife. She's letting herself be used in front of the entire world just to stay relevant. It's like she's addicted to the drama, feeding off the spotlight even while it's shredding her reputation in real time. Viewers are saying she's cashing in her dignity for clout, and the saddest part is, she doesn't even see it happening. She's never had this much attention before, and now she's breathing it in like oxygen. But what she's forgetting is that not all attention is good attention. The same crowd cheering you today will be the same crowd laughing tomorrow when the truth finally surfaces. If Claressa had listened to wiser voices, she would have known better than to swim in scandal like this. You cannot brand yourself as polished, disciplined, and elite while moving reckless in public. The moment she started acting loud, impulsive, and desperate, her clean image took a direct hit. It's a harsh lesson, and she's learning it the painful way in front of millions. Day after day, she's embarrassing herself deeper. It's like she doesn't realize she's dismantling her own reputation piece by piece. Every live stream, every attention-hungry stunt, every emotional breakdown, all of it keeps feeding a fire she lit herself. People are saying she's too intoxicated by the spotlight to recognize the damage she's doing to her own name. And sadly, they might be right. What she doesn't understand is that every decision leaves a permanent mark. When the cameras shut off and the gossip fades, she'll be the one standing alone with the consequences. The internet never erases. And this kind of public unraveling clings to your image for years. She's playing a dangerous game, and reality always hits harder than any headline ever could. But that's enough of my take. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Claressa can recover from this? Or has she crossed a line she can't come back from? Be real, because this story has sparked serious debate and everyone's got an opinion. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to keep the conversation alive. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, because what's coming next is about to get wild. And major shout out to my brother Dark Power for always holding the channel down. Your support means everything. To my loyal supporters, something special is on the way. Click the link below to join the waitlist and get early access. Stay locked in, because the next chapter of this drama is only just beginning.